Distinguished participants and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a warm good morning. I thank each and every one of you for being here with us today. I am very delighted and pleased to welcome you all to this webinar. I believe that by participating in this webinar, we are in the right place and at the right time. We shall be able to accelerate our ideas and scale up good practices. Data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence have been the talk of town for past few years. While the terms data science, AI, and ML fall in the same domain, we are interconnected and have their specific applications and meaning. Today's webinar shall focus on career opportunities in data science. The highlights being evaluation of data science, job relevance, target industries, and gap analysis with industry and institute. We shall also have question and answer session towards the end. Now, I take this opportunity to introduce our keynote speaker, Brother Salim Abu. Mr. Salim currently resides in UK and has 20 years of information technology experience with industry leaders such as Accenture, SCL Technologies, Mindtree, and Capgemini. He has over 10 years of experience in project and program management and hands-on experience in transition, transformation, and automation initiatives. His expertise includes data science, cloud computing, blockchain, and machine learning with global exposure in India, UK, US, Canada, and Japan. I am confident we shall learn a lot today and wish you all a very successful webinar. Let us welcome Mr. Abu Salim to take the session forward. Thank you. Over to Mr. Salim. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Wasim, for giving a great introduction. And Assalamu alaikum, everybody, from whichever corner of the world you have logged in. Basically, I'm not a data science expert. I'm also a student till now. So just to give a brief background, like I just wanted to basically touch upon the technology which is changing in today's world and what we can help to move high up in the ladder on the employability front. So that is my objective is not to give because I'm also a novice in data science. I've just started, that subject started recently and I've also started in recent times, but I just want to share my experience with respect to database, data as a subject and how it is evolved and what are the current job roles which are there and what is required to achieve those. So that is basically, that is the prime agenda of this discussion. So I'll not waste much time. So Wasim bhai, you'll be presenting the slide or you want me to present that?
I think you can present yourself. That could be much convenient,
yeah, okay.
you know.
Okay, so I'll just put the first slide, share screen. No.
You need to share the screen.
Yeah. Can you see the screen?
No, not it.
I've shared my screen. Okay, let me share. Can you see now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just enlarge it.
Not yet?
Just enlarge the screen.
Yeah. So yeah, enlarge the screen, no problem.
Yeah.
Can you see? Yeah. So basically, my always stress is on the roots or the basics. Back to the basics. What is data? Data is basically collection of raw facts and figures. And this is a science of data, basically. So there are 2 points here. One is currently in today's world, we started with text data. Like if you go 20 years back, that time we didn't had an opportunity to have even a mouse, or we just having the raw text data. Now what has happened, if you take an example of WhatsApp, We have data in form of text, we have data in forms of video, we have data in form of audio, we have audio visual, we have picture. So there are three things which has changed over the period of time, the data. One is the veracity, the type of data. Other one is the volume. The volume of data has gone up enormously. Third is velocity, the way the data is coming. In today's world, data is coming at very fast speed. And earlier, the IT system or the system was having challenges in how basically we are going to store the data. But that problem has gone over a period of time because of hardware have become very cheap, as well as we have now of different mechanism to store data, like we have cloud computing, we have virtualization, or we have different mechanism to basically store the data. So the hardware part is no more now a challenge. It's a very simple, or it has gone to basically a virtual world. So there is no challenge in the storage of data. So the second part is the processing. Processing is basically the key. And now currently it is not only the earlier what happened in 20 years back, if you take, it was more of a database administrator, which was a big role in data science or data science world. He was just able to create the file system, store the data. Then like how data science evolved, it was, we had earlier file system or the host based computing, which is called mainframe systems and all. Over a period of time, what happened? DBMS came, database management system. Like we have DBase 3 Plus or Excel in a very basic format, that came for processing side. Then we had RDBMS, and many of you may know like how RDBMS was evolved. Like we have Oracle, Sybase, we had SQL Server. So that those technologies or those databases evolved, and we had very few roles attached. We just had database. At that point of time, we needed a database DBA for basically managing all these databases. That was the larger role in the data side. And there was a basically front-end programmer. There was not the client server's time. We had maybe Power Builder, Visual Basic, and some other tools were there. That was basically client server based after the host-based computing world. And it was really very difficult at that point of time to save the data in form of like a picture or a video or a audio. Only it was a text data which was playing the key role. In fact, locally, we had to map the data if we need to basically show this type of pictures as well, in configuration files. So that was the difficulty at this point of time when we had client server based computing. Then came the web based, where we had three-tier structure. When we have front end, we have a web server, we have a database server, and we have database. So that this also had two types. One was basically the thick client. Another was thin client. Thick client and thin client means you for like now you accessing any web URL, you just go and type in. You may not need to download a software, directly use the application. And if at I think maybe some 5 years back, you had to many times you have to download a software basically on your local system to access the application. That was not app, basically that was thick client. So those technologies came over a period of time. And then after this thick client, now everything is thin client. And now we are moving to a world, a totally different world, which is revolutionized because there is no challenge of storage of data. There is no processing speed problem. There is no process presentation. Also, there are a lot of tools in the market which gives a very good representation of the data and analytical skills. So currently, data science is not only a field of computer science. It's basically, it has components in statistics, mathematics, commerce as well. Commerce will play a huge role, like basically the domain expertise, which comes up whether it is a banking and financial industry or this is a healthcare. By commerce, I mean domain expertise. Rather than I'm saying commerce, but I use like domain expertise also plays a key role basically in today's world in data science. And then is the visualization. Basically, visualization is not present. How we basically process the data and present it. Data engineering is basically a marriage of basically mathematics, statistics, and basically mathematics, statistics, technology part, other like coding part, the computer science part, as well as some bit of architecture So that overall made the data engineering part. Advanced computing, what we are talking about, like how we are now going to like reinforcement algorithm or machine learning. These are basically advanced computing side of the data science, which we are talking about. So basically, I try to make it simple because this is a very huge field to discuss. So just from the perspective of anybody and everybody to understand what is data science, I have divided into storage. Storage part is storing of data, processing like computer, machine learning, and other there are various algorithms basically to process the data. Presentation layer is basically how you're going to present. Like we have Power BI or we have Tableau, and then business analytics basically talk about overall like how we basically there will be a data scientist who will be talking about how we can go about an approach of doing the entire setup of storage, processing, presentation, as well as how we'll yield the business. Suppose you take the case of today's any e-commerce chain. If you just select something, next time if you log in, they will give some new recommendation to you. How they internally work, they collect each and every action of you, and then they have various algorithms from which by they find out that what is your choice or what you are trying to do and what people like you have done. So they store enormous amount of data from your side without your knowledge itself. So this is a huge field. So I just want to basically pause at this place. Like if you have any questions on this, what I try to present, I'm not an expert in data science. I've just try to present is in a simple and easy way.
So you can ask questions now, or we can keep it at the end.
Yeah, we can keep it at the end, no problem. I'll basically go to the next slide, which I have made little more technical rather than the earlier one, so that everybody understands what is data science. That is my objective. So data science primarily composed of, like earlier I had put storage, processing, then presentation. Here I can talk about, you can see the data science has three broad components. One is data architecture, where you have market tools like Hadoop. Like there are a lot of requirement of Hadoop engineers, Hadoop analysts. That you will see that a lot of requirements come up. Just I've given three examples, three areas. Everybody cannot be expert in everything. The objective of this discussion is basically to improve to see what are the roles in data science industry, especially for people who have interest in this, and align their goals to those subjects and understand and move forward. So that's why I've just given one example. Like in data architecture, you can see Hadoop. And then machine learning, I have called. Machine learning is it's a very big field, and it is an evolving one. And there are a lot of scope. Somebody wants to do research today's world in machine learning, want to take it as a career. So I think there is a lot of scope, and this is untouched area. So there are lots of basically going on research going on, like market basket analysis. Then there are, like you are saying, lot of recommendation algorithm, lot of deep learning concepts have come. So this is if somebody has interest in academics and want to make it that a career, so I will recommend that go for machine learning, because this is a very big field and fast developing, and there are a lot of scope, and it is untouched. Like how we had a computer industry 25 years back, the machine learning is to that scale now, and there are not a lot of people in the market. So this is a field which I will recommend, like to people who are interested. And it is not like people are only in computer science, they can learn this. This is not. If somebody has good analytical skills, good base in mathematics and statistics, and has the power to basically current world, it's not like what it was 20 years back, a lot of coding and all. It is basically how you use that. There are a lot of APIs and things which are already built in. Just you need to have basically knack to identify those and use it. Usability has become a key rather than build. Now it's rather than build, it is how can use that. So that is very important. And third part is analytics. Analytics part is basically like we have a lot of tools out to R, BI. Then we have, like, there is one more open source which I'm not listed here, Python. There are a lot of demands in market in Python, and we don't have people who know Python very well. So these are the areas which I think that there are a lot of scope, and which are quite open, and which are quite basically, I can say that it has a lot of scope. Rather than learning and expertising a lot in Java, SQL, or whatever people are rushing in the market, if you try to build in these skills, your employability goes very high. So and they're high paying jobs. So just wanted to just touch upon these three areas. If you have any questions on this, or I can move to next slide.
Sir, actually, I want to know. Sir, actually, I want to know in Hadoop we the current trend is going in HBase. So we should learn HBase or MongoDB in that Hadoop.
Yes, yes. This is just an example I told. There are a lot of commercial software, Hive. So that just try to basically fit on the data architecture. You are fine. Absolutely right.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Wasim, shall I move forward or we can take
Yeah,
questions?
please move forward. Yeah.
Okay. So this is basically this slide I have basically touched upon. These are basically key market roles. So basically where we have jobs in data science, say data science. So and these some of them overlap with each other. So data scientist is the basically you can say superset or high top role which encompasses all the role. We will have like mathematics, statistics, computer science, business analyst skills in him. So he will be overall. But data so that is the basically the top cap you can say. The second one is data analyst. Data analyst, because we have so much of data at this point of time, there should be somebody who will analyze the data, clean it up, optimize like the what data will basically use to basically give an inside view. So that those persons are basically known as data analysts. And basically there are tools or there are skills, soft skills required for each of these roles actually, the data analyst roles. Like R, for this visualization and optimization role, data analyst role, the primary requirement is basically SQL, R, SAS, Python. These are the skills currently which is basically looked for. So, and then the third role which we are talking about is data architect. Data architect basically creates the blueprint for data management. He will have data warehousing skills, data modeling skill, data engineering. So he is basically create, and for this, the skills required is Hive, Pig, and Splunk. These are the skills which are required for the data architect role. So I will not go on the commercial skill, but I just want to give a brief overview like what are the critical roles currently which are in the market with respect to data science. So then is the data engineer role. Basically, data engineer role is build and test by data systems. So there also we have Hive, NoSQL, Java, MATLAB. These are the skills required. Statistics I'll not touch upon because everybody knows what are the basically component of statistics and what is required for a statistician. DBA, yeah, DBA is basically database administrator. Earlier we had to have Oracle DBA, Sybase DBA. So now currently DBA role has changed. So DBA role will be talk about what is the design of database, access, backup, recovery, and see that database is so predominantly the like data science we use MongoDB is the more critical database, and so these are the database which we used as part of data science. Business analyst basically focuses on all the aspect like what type of data. Is not like a business analyst does not know technology. He has a bit of knowledge of all the things like whether what will be the outcome of this algorithm which is going to implement, like a recommendation in the algorithm or like a market basket, like what you are buying. So these all have a problem statement which we're going to address by having this requirement done. So he will basically focus on the problem statement on the solutions encompassing the technology domain as well as mathematical and statistical aspects. So that is overview of the business analyst. Data analytics manager is like a service manager currently we have in other industry. You will see that all these data science roles are working like they're all interrelated. So they are all like we have a service manager who takes care of like we support in current IT support system is working or not. Like people are addressing to the tickets and get their response time, there's a resolution time, their quality of resolution. So those he will operate the data science related operations. That is the role of data analytics manager. So I'll give a pause after this because these are see, it varies from industry to industry. It varies from requirement to requirement. So what my focus, I have what broad area, 3 areas I have told. This one of them will fall in that area. And for data scientists, it will fall in all the 3 areas. My speed is little fast. I am not a public speaker, so please interrupt me if I am not able to convey my or you have any doubt on what I have told.
I think you are pausing very well.
Repeat the role of a data analyst.
Pardon?
It's a data analyst role.
Yeah, so data analyst basically works on basically optimization of data. See, data volume. That's why I told you data analysis with respect to data cleanup. So you have large volume of data, but you will not need all the data. See, suppose if in bank organization, if you have different type of transaction, fixed deposit, recurring deposit, and day what you call online or daily deposit. So if you take few samples of all of these, you will able to identify what is the basically a deposit trend. You don't need to take the data of each and every person. So I'm just giving an example. So that's why how we can spread that, optimize the data collection and clean the data. Like when you're taking, like there are a lot of companies which provide data from the market. Like suppose you're doing WhatsApp, you're doing Facebook, you're doing Amazon. A lot of the data they are selling to the market also. Your trend, like if you see in a Facebook, they will have marketplace. Like you based on your likes, they will recommend you that what you are going to buy. So there are a lot of data being generated, but we want to use only data which is relevant. So that is the data analyst job, is to basically clean up the data. Any more questions on this?
Sir, I've completed my 12th and right now I'm looking forward to going for engineering. So there are a lot of colleges which are offering data science courses in my country, that is in India. So there is BTech in AI or ML. So is it worth
Sorry
it?
to interrupt, Brother Salim. What we do is we will keep the question and answer
Question
at the end.
And yeah,
Because
okay, fine.
we will have
enough
lots of
time
time.
for the question. Yeah, no problem. We'll have enough time to answer this
Yeah,
generic
yeah.
question. So
Yes.
if you have a specific to that slide, fine. Otherwise, generic question we'll address at the end.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We'll move on, please.
So just to give a hang of like what are the target jobs in the market, this I've just taken a sample from these are roles basically. What are different type of roles and how the company advertise it. So this I've just given a commercial view, like how they advertise the jobs. So they will ask for like machine learning data science engineer, senior data scientist tester. I've just given few from the data, just taken a sample of it. What are the roles which are existing in the market? And I have tried to basically at the right side, I just want to try to correlate that or see where it falls with an example. So that is my aim of basically of this slide. So there I written that understand the problem statement and define the solution. Basically, this will be the role of a data scientist. Understand the machine learning algorithm to be used. Understanding this, see, like any industry, we have requirement gathering of feasibility study is done by a project manager or a person who has the knowledge of the entire problem statement, budget, timeline, scope, time, cost. He knows everything, and then based on that he decides. So here is the role of a data scientist and a business analyst together to basically understand the problem statement and define the solution and understand the machine learning. There are a lot of algorithms in market. What we can use for this, like for FMCG, fast moving consumer good, the algorithm may be different. For forecasting of weather, the algorithm may be different. For market basket analysis, the algorithm may be different. So these are basically roles of understanding of data scientist and business analyst role. And implementing those machine learning algorithm, that may be a role of a data analyst or a data engineer. That those people can do this because this is more like if you correlate with the software current world where we exist. Actually, you can see coder is coding is one level actually. This is what it's just an interpretation. Somebody knows English, somebody knows Japanese. Somebody knows English, Japanese both. It's just translate from English to Japanese. So stress should not be much on the coding part. It should be made stress should be on the solving the problem. That is most important. How we can solve the problem, how we can optimize the solution, how can give a fast turnaround. These are, but I think people stress more on the technology side, like I know R, I know Python. No, it does not. If you know the domain or the problem or you can solve, that carries a lot of weight rather than just being a translator. So it as good as translator, because I had my personal experience. I worked in Sybase as Sybase database analyst or programmer for 10 years. So it does not add value actually. And once you move your field to a higher level or understand the overall problem and understand the business of the customer, like your finance industry, what issue is trying to solve with this building with this application. If you know that, your weight becomes very high. It goes in hundred of times. I'm telling you. Suppose your value is 1, and if you know the business and solution and what you're adding value, it becomes 200 times. So please stress on understanding the overall problem and see where you are fitting in, and try to land and expand your wings basically. So that will help you. So just I have given, like currently I know I am a Java engineer. Java engineer is just a translator. What he translates the requirement is given by business analyst, who may be a person who is just knows basics of it. I am telling you the IT part, but he knows business well, and you are translate that requirement to Java, SQL, or whatever the current market software are, then give a solution to him, which will be used by the end client. So please focus on the overall aspect rather than focusing just on the coding part, which is been a trend of the IT industry. So just want to give my personal experience on this. Like always try to see overall perspective, how is IT is going to assist business. See, IT is why it is required. It's required for business growth or optimization, or basically improving the business, improving sales. So always try to learn from that perspective, the IT. Don't try to basically just be an expert in like I'm a R expert, or I'm a Python expert, I'm a Hadoop engineer. Try to learn from the overall perspective and see what role fits into you and grow your space. So just go ahead. Somebody has questions?
Others, can you please mute your mic?
Yeah. So
Others,
I'll just touch
no.
upon that. So I've touched upon the 3 layers which is there. One is understanding the problem statement, giving overall solution. Then implementing the machine learning algorithm is the example. Like this we need required core technical skills. Then is the data visualization and display of data. Like it is Power BI or Tableau, just to show the data. So that is the third presentation layer. So focus should be on overall understanding and the core algorithms rather than just a display and learning a bit of the software of that. So overall, if you know it, you are basically you outbeat the market. So that is I don't want to go on each role, because these are all market roles and how the company project it, but it falls in one of the areas which I listed it earlier. And there is one more area is neuro-logistic programming. Like if you tell like to Google, like Google search this, how does this work? Basically, there is another area which is called evolving today's world is text mining and neuro-linguistic programming. So that's also currently it's growing, and it will grow at a massive pace. Like currently, people are not able to type also; they are just tell and find out. And so see, you can see how the data has evolved. Earlier, it was text-based, then it became visual or picture, then audio visual. Now you don't have to basically put any data input; you have to just tell, and computer understands your language. So I'll give a pause at this point actually after walking through this. Tell me if you have any doubt, questions, or if you have anything you want to discuss on this slide. Not a generic, like that generic thing will take at the end. Musim bhai, shall I move forward?
Yes, can you, I think, brief here which country? You have just mentioned the target jobs, but you can
Target
highlight.
job India. See, I'm telling you, so I'm telling you, India is the hub of technology. So I'm telling you, in UK also, I've been working here for last 3 years. So whichever job is engineering related, like I work for a banking industry from Capgemini. So whichever job is in engineering related, it goes to India. I'm telling you. And India, which are the cities which we outsource from here, is Hyderabad, Pune, Bangalore. So most of the jobs it is in India. I'm telling you, for this is the volume of job. But there are other jobs which are there in other regions, maybe Gulf, but those are less compared to those will be at higher level. Like that will be on more of a data scientist layer and basically business assistant. But with respect to engineering layer, it always the jobs are maximum in India. Next comes the Poland. Poland is another which is building up, And the US, UK, more of with research type of work is more there in US, UK and all. But commercial is still, I'm telling you, India is the key.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
A specific
Uh,
question to the slide. There
Yeah.
is one hexagon, green hexagon on the left. The first one, understanding the problem statement and defining the solution.
Yeah, yeah.
So pertaining to this, who is better off, sir, BCA or an engineering graduate? From
I
the
will not
qualification
go.
point of view, sir.
I will not go on qualification because I have personally some commerce graduate who are much better than even a PhD from a US university working with us. So I don't go with the degree, understand how the person has the knack of understanding and has expertise in that subject. So degree is just a, what you call a gate opener. But anyway, understanding the problem statement is hand in hand with a data scientist and a business analyst. He may be a BTech MBA graduate, or he may be a high quality commerce graduate also. Like now in the field of commerce also, a lot of data science is coming up.
Brother Salim, there is one question in the chat box, if you can look into it.
Yeah.
From Juveria.
Yeah, sir, how to get in the field of data science? I've studied all these technologies, part of MS. So like I have difficulty in technical rounds, a data analyst and big data. So this is a generic skill which you are talking about, Juveria. So what I suggest is you specialize in one of the technology. You have, apart from having a generic skill. Yeah, so I am answering Juveria's question over call. Is it I need to type?
Senior, senior. He's working in
Yeah,
UK.
others please
Most of the
mute.
jobs
Others
also
please
UK.
mute. I think
Please
someone
mute.
is
Most of
talking here.
subscribers go to India. So
Yeah, I have muted him. You can talk now.
So Juveria's question is basically with respect to generic skill. See, for an entry level engineer, generic skill will not work. So you have to basically specialize in one of the fields which is aligned to your other skill. Like if you're a Java developer, you can become a Python and R engineer. So I will recommend you to, from the technology stack, pick one skill and expertise yourself. You will get a breakthrough.
There is one more question from Smruti Bandarkar.
Sir, is the programming language important for data science? No, today's world programming language is not important because today's world is API world. You just need to how to use the API or how to use it. Like, so nobody knows how WhatsApp is coded or how Facebook work internally, but everybody is using it. So if there are jobs which looks for how you can use and integrate rather than being a thorough programmer of it. It is not mandatory.
There is one more from Khan Rizwan.
Sir, is the data science algorithm an important part of data science? Yes, very important, because if everybody leaves the difficult part, so that everybody knows, like everybody prepares for, try to pick the easy ones. So most difficult part is database data science algorithms, the machine learning algorithm, k-means, market. There are so many algorithms. So if you understand one of them also properly, job is yours. So that is that you should focus on that. Good question.
Now, from the point of understanding these algorithms,
Yeah.
which field would make a student understand better, sir? BCA or engineering?
I will not go differentiate on the degree. I'm telling you, I have seen people who are not BCA, not engineer. They have very good expertise in the computer science industry. So I'll tell it is analytical skill and how they can grasp. If somebody understands programming language, probably he is either a BCA or any other. See, if you understand the programming or you have good IQ, understanding the equations, you can learn it. So degree does not matter.
How
Thank
about
you, sir.
doing a online course in Coursera and getting job?
Job, see, for getting job, you have to see what is the market looks for and align your qualification experience to that. That way you can get a job. You cannot learn yourself and then ask, I want a job for this skill. So you have to see, you have to analyze what are the jobs in the market, which is closest to you things you know and you can defend in the interview, and then try and appear for that, you will succeed. This is the art of getting job.
There are two more questions. Just check if it is relevant.
Please
Okay.
shed light on how a person who is MCA graduate and has learned Python can get entry in. There are a lot of jobs on Python in the market currently. Please go through them, and you just knowing Python will not help. That is the part I was emphasizing. Just being a translator will not help. You have to understand the whole equation. Then only you will be basically able to beat the crowd. So once you able to understand what is looking in the job description, every job description carries like why they are hiring for this, or which role is being hired for. If you can basically substantiate your qualification experience to that role, you will succeed.
One more, is there any scope for C++ language in data science?
Yes, definitely. All these C, C++, see, everything is written in English language. If you take that way, if you know C++ well, you're learning for you Python, R, or this will not be take much time, and it is easier than that. And you can easily and basically scale through, especially the machine learning part, if you have good knowledge of C++.
We can move on to the next slide.
Yeah. The next slide is basically I've talked about just which are the top 10 industries for data science. Finance and insurance. Don't go on the percentage that I have taken from Google, that keeps changing. So finance and insurance is the big one. They look for data science immediately. A lot of requirements are there. Then scientific and technical services also. Like many industries are there where they're looking for data scientists. For IT anyway, that is touched upon. Management of companies and enterprises, manufacturing, utilities. Like you have like smart meters you are seeing currently these days. You are seeing like a lot of things on IoT. Once Internet of Things, like device to device connection happens, you will see a lot of demands in utilities space, basically in data science. Wholesale trade, mining queries. So just wanted to tell you that it is not only one industry is looking for data science. The objective of this slide is to basically see the scale of currently data science engineer which are required by the industry. And this is not like a field where we have a lot of people in the market currently. So if you try to expertise yourself, I think you can easily scale through. That is the basically objective of this slide. I don't want to go on the numbers that are basically from the market, but I want to touch upon that so that currently all the industries are looking for data scientists. So any questions on this?
Like you said a while ago in the previous slide, analytical skills are the base for any career paths, right? So even here,
Yeah.
In field of science or mining, oil industry, or anything, manufacturing, analytical skills forms the base, no, sir?
Yes, definitely. See, so without analytical, see, at the end, what happens? It gives some information which is used by the industry. So if you don't have analytical skills, it's difficult for you to come up to that product or expectation. Suppose you see Facebook use, and if you are basically a food expert or you're going visiting a lot of hotels, and it gives a recommendation to you to go to a cinema hall, then it's a waste of that recommendation. It's a failure of the Facebook data engineers. So they have to see what is required, what they analyze from data and give you a recommendation which is useful. Like Walmart, if you say Walmart, or you can say Flipkart itself. How does they are giving recommendation to you? Suppose you have a buying trend or you have a search trend. Based on that, they will give you a recommendation like what you need to use. Or they capture your information and then try to advertise in different forums, like what is going to sell in the winter, or what is the, suppose there will be you may say like weekend lock. Then they will try to basically sell the consumer durables faster. So these are the basically I'm just giving an overview how we can correlate the analytical skill with the requirement.
Okay, a last question on this slide, sir. How to improvise and maximize our analytical skills, sir? It definitely can be honed with
It can be
some.
honed. So
Yes.
only thing is basics. You have to basically back to the basics and hard work. That if you have if you understand how interpolation, extrapolation, data science is not a rocket science which has come all along. It is basically evolution of, like, we had a file system that time. We are not able to, basically the processing speed was not that much. They can produce and process this much data. So over a period of time, when the thing involved, like cloud computing came, or IoT came, or your social media came, so data has been collected in a huge volume, and then they utilizing mathematics and statistics which are 100 years old. It is not a thing which has come over date, and they are utilizing the power of all this to come at analytical and analyze and find out. So I'm telling you, hard work and basically not limiting yourself only to one area will help you to basically grow in this.
So, Salim sir, one question here.
Yeah.
So you mentioned different domains here. So as a data scientist, is it really important to have the domain expertise in these fields?
No, yes. If you become a data scientist, see, you cannot start with a data scientist. You will start with a data engineer or a statistician or DBA. You will, that is the end goal, or that is the, see, you don't become a project manager of an IT company when you start. You are a software engineer, then you become a senior software engineer, you become project lead, team lead, then you become. So once you go to that level, definitely you should have a domain knowledge. Otherwise, you're not able to address the problem.
I agree, sir. My question is that, see, you are a data scientist, you are working for a company. So there could be multiple kind of projects coming your way, right? It could be from various domains.
Yes.
And
Yes.
specifically, you may not have, say, for example, petroleum mining. You may not have experience in that. Okay.
Yes.
Then
So
how
I
do
will
we
have a
tackle it?
business analyst who will have
Okay.
petroleum knowledge. Business
Okay.
analyst is definitely from that domain. Then only he can run that show.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Anything else?
So
I'm
is
good, sir.
data
Thank
science
you.
an evergreen path?
Well,
Is data science an evergreen industry?
yes. It has been, see, data science, I will not go with that buzzword. See, data science is what, but I have seen that how data has evolved and what, see, earlier, if you go 20 years back, so the challenge was storage. So which hardware was the issue and configuration was the issue. People used to fly from India to US to change the configuration files. I'm telling you, that has happened. So earlier now, with the advent of this cloud computing, or the internet, IoT and all, I think this will survive actually, and it will go a long way.
Yes, sir.
Bhai,
Yeah. We will move on to the next slide.
yeah. I don't know, my computer is frozen. Yeah. So next slide is basically, I want to talk about this. I've already touched upon that topic, is gap analysis and questions. So if you are, I think people from the education or the education who are currently undergoing course. So one is like you are clearing exam with good grades and finding good grades. That is fine. But I think you have to keep an eye on what is required in the industry and what suits what you like. So it is very important that what you like. Everybody does not like everything. So what you like in your area, basically there, and if you are interested in this field of data science, it has also various components. So if you can pick what is relevant to you and then hone your skills, I think employability goes very high. So that is just friendly advice I can give at the last, and I can wait for questions.
This is your last slide, right?
Yes, this is last slide.
Yeah. So
is there any part of data science where statistics isn't necessarily involved?
Data science, statistics is not involved. We are talking about data science.
Yes,
Statistics is not involved in basically the data collection part or storage part. You are only the machine learning part. You will not need a lot of statistics. You will need.
Yes, sir.
Salim sir, can you please elaborate on your journey as a data scientist? Because you have told, no, you have to start somewhere and
No, no. My journey. I'm not a data scientist. I'm a program manager with Capgemini. I work, so I can talk about my journey. Like I started as basically a power builder. You not know that time it was a client server based programming so engineer. Then I worked in Sybase database for almost 10 years as Sybase database programmer. Then then after that, I worked in production support troubleshooting, like anything. It's not like only Sybase. It is Cold Fusion or it is Java or it is. And after that, I worked in database optimization part, like how we can optimize database. Like instead of storing instead of storing all the year information in one database, we can create a monthly database and store. Just I'm giving, these are all layman examples I'm giving. You can basically do a load balancing, create database for each month and store the data, and every year pump in data there, so that when you retrieve it, it is much faster rather than going to the entire data. So optimization and speed was the key in our time. Actually, our time focus was different, and today's world focus is totally different. So technology has drastically changed. So if we have not upgraded ourselves, we are irrelevant in the market. So that's what I want to say. But I think things have evolved drastically, and what my skill was 10 years back, that is not relevant in the market today. That's what you can just give an example to you. Currently, we work in design transformation. So that's why currently we focus on the problem statement. What customer is having problem, how we can fix it. And we have technology advisor, we have business advisor, but understanding the problem is also a key. So, and for that also we need analytical skills. What is the customer pain area and which area? Like this is the industry is like, we can't be expert in every field, but we have to pick a field and then we have to specialize there.
thanks, sir. One connected question. Somebody at a project manager, program manager level wanted to shift the career to this side. Do you recommend any specific course?
See, there are a lot of courses in the market, but only thing is what I will recommend is see, read through yourself. I think there also read through yourself. There are so many YouTube videos like Edureka or there are Udemy. There's so many things are there. So first try to go on the basic one. You can go with. Many things are freeware in the YouTube. You can go just have a look at that. Whichever feels interest to you. Most is practical. If you do a small project like collect the data, apply some machine learning algorithm, get an output, do some, you have to do a little bit of coding in Python or whatever, whichever language you are comfortable. See what outcome it comes, how they are basically cleaning the data. You will get the data. Now, a lot of raw data you will get like Market Basket. A Big Basket is a company in Bangalore. If you know, they generate a lot of data. They sell it actually for doing a Market Basket analysis. So if you do a prototype and see what interests you, and then you build on that, that will be a much easier approach.
Thank you, sir.
Brother Salim, there is a question in the chat box.
Okay, I mentioned reinforcement machine learning. Can you guide to enter this field? For this field, entering the machine learning, I told this is the most difficult area. So for that, you have to basically first brush up your. You should have a coding knowledge in one of the area, whether it is C, C++, Java, and then try to basically implement an algorithm in that language and see if you are successful in doing that, then you can take that machine learning area as your career. Advanced Excel is not so important. See, Excel is not a coding programming tool. It's more of a presentation layer. It is not at the middle layer. It is at the top layer. So it is not so critical. Advanced Excel, if you know, it's fine, but it does not affect that much. If you know something in machine learning area, that adds better value in the market rather than knowing Advanced Excel. So I answered Suhail and Rizwan. Anybody else?
So there are a lot of courses at the bachelor level in a lot of colleges which specialize in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other data science options. So is that worth it? in
See,
India?
that's why I told the college education and job market is both are different. College you can learn and get a good grade. That's why I am telling you that you go through the job requirement which are there on the portal and see each. That's why I listed that slide like data scientist, data analyst, data architect, data engineer, statistician, DBA, business analyst, operational engineer. So you just see everybody does not like everything. So whichever is best suited for you, you try to reach that area and make yourself employable. Employability is totally different, and what they teach in college is totally different actually. Big data and machine learning, that is a 30,000 view. That is not used in the industry, to be very transparent with you.
Yes, sir.
So if somebody is looking for hot skill, I can recommend Python and R. So Python and R
Okay.
are somebody has knowledge in the programming field. If you are looking to basically enter the area of machine learning, learn a lot of statistics and mathematics, you should know what is the interpolation, regression, extrapolation, all those mean, median, what are statistical concepts are there, and then have programming language. Then you can do core of machine learning.
So can you show some light on a correlation between data science and cybersecurity?
No, totally it is
Correlation.
different. So data science, cybersecurity, see, that is also an upcoming field. Only thing is with cybersecurity, data science is like the volume of data currently input to cybersecurity is huge. There may they use cybersecurity to basically, cybersecurity is basically like a watchdog, or it is basically like a security system. See, in office you have a security. That is, you take it as cybersecurity. That is just to manage, like everybody is using the application properly, nobody is taking data, transferring from here and there. That is a security system. And this is a problem solution system, what I'm talking about data science.
Okay.
In very, very raw sense, I have told. If somebody have come from a computer science background, I can explain in a different terminology, but in a very raw sense, I've explained to you what is the difference between cybersecurity and a data science. Any further question?
But which is more futuristic, sir? Cybersecurity or data science? Or is it the same?
No. Is it the same? No. Cybersecurity is basically more niche. I can say that data science has a wider scope and is long lasting. Cybersecurity is also long lasting, but it is like I'll give a very raw analogy. See how many security guard you need to man an IT office. What is the scale? If you have put a lot of very good security system, you will need, the need is less for cybersecurity engineer and compared to data scientist then.
Okay.
But both are evolving field, both have a lot of job requirement. So I can't undermine the cybersecurity, but I'm telling you volume wise, this will be more, volume wise, that will be less.
Any more queries, or we move on to the vote of thanks?
So
Okay.
lastly, how to improvise the analytical skills specifically? You tell me which subjects particularly to focus more on.
Analytical skill, you should have good programming concepts actually. How to break you should be able to do a work better. Suppose you get a large problem, how you're going to break that? How you're going to see, like if you get a problem, you don't work on the problem upright. Like if you get a question like which has 3 components, you divide and rule. And apart from that, you learn the basics of statistics and basics of mathematics also. And I can't tell you which subject, like statistics, it's like overall statistics is required to have a good analytical skill. Somebody says you are deviating from the mean. What is standard deviation? You should be able to understand and correlate what does it mean. It does not like mug it up, this is a graph. What is the difference between mean, median, and mode? Like a lot of people not able to identify that. So those type of, you should have that things in your mind, like you should be able to identify a data set. Like this is a sinusoidal curve. or what is the trend of the data. So those type of things, if you have knack for that, I think that will, and I'm telling you, hard work is the key for honing the analytical skills.
Are there any
Thank you.
particular organization for beginners to start a job, specific ones in India? Like you mentioned, the Hyderabad, Bangalore, and are there any specific organizations or
There are
companies?
lots of
beginners?
I think I saw a video in the NMH portal itself. After this, there are a lot of companies in Hyderabad also. They are working on data sciences, and they train the engineers, and they give some projects as well. So there are lots in the market, but you have to validate how good they are and how credible they are. So there are lots of institutions and small companies which are basically bridging the gap between industry and institutes. But if you have courage, you don't need those. You can sit on the net. If you have net, you can use yourself, learn through videos, and do some small projects and sell through the market. But this is a little difficult path, and getting into a institute and getting guidance is a little easier path.
Another question I have, sir, can I?
Yeah, sure.
So, when it comes to OS, sir, which OS is more reliable and good, sir?
See,
Like
now
OS,
currently we are moving to the cloud computing world, so we don't really worry about which OS is reliable, which is not. So see, now by the time you guys up to the market, we will have everything on cloud. So currently, see, and Microsoft always will be more like. Currently, we had a lot of AWS and all cloud going on, but I think I foresee that Azure and Microsoft technologies, like Microsoft, will overbeat those in terms of scale.
okay, if a laptop or a desktop has to be purchased, which should be
Yeah.
given a preference, sir? Apple or Windows? Sir?
Windows, obviously.
Okay, sir. And when it comes to retirement age, what is the retirement age in UK, sir?
There is no retirement age here. See, you can work throughout your life.
I know, sir, but the companies, they have their own policies. That's why I'm asking.
No, I have not explored that. I think it's 67 years in UK.
Right, so I had an idea about that, but I just wanted to validate that information.
Why are you worrying about retirement at this point of time?
No, because the creator has different uniqueness in his creation, and say a person wants to start late in his life, and he wants to do his education and do the initial part of gaining experience in the country, but there are stops here in India. You are not permitted to work.
There is no stop. I don't believe in that. If you have will, you can do it. I'm telling you, I have personal. Wasim also knows we have a lot of personal experience. You should have the will to do it. You will be able to find ways. I will give you that assurance.
Correct. I salute your opinion and perception, and I don't believe too. But the country has some laws, the labor laws and all that. They have set up an age limit like 58, 59, and beyond that, what? So I thought we can migrate to UK or places like that where I can still keep working, continue to work.
Yeah, sure.
Give my part to the job.
At one point of time, you need to be an entrepreneur and you need to hire and create job for others.
Yeah,
Right.
that is mindset is had to be brought in this community. Actually, what Wasim is saying. So that is the
Correct.
top.
But that has to
requirement.
go through a sequence, no, sir.
Yes.
That has to go through a sequence.
That has to be a part of the
Once you
plan.
become an entrepreneur, then there is no retirement,
Correct. But to become an entrepreneur, you have to go through a sequence, no, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Brother Salim, let us conclude here.
Yeah. So I'll just
Thank you,
give
sir. Thank you so
one
much.
last point, Wasim bhai, just to this, since this forum is already there up live. So I will just request this forum actually. So please, whatever knowledge you have, try to, when you grow up, I don't know whether I'll get a chance to speak to you further or not. Please give back to your society, community in whatever way you can. Every little helps. Please try to do that in your area. That is my humble request to all of you, and think beyond the box, and everything is achievable. So that is with this I will conclude.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question to ask if I am allowed to.
Sure.
Yeah,
sir,
one last question. We'll take this one last question because time is up now.
Yeah, last
Thank you,
question.
sir. Thank you for taking up my question. My question is, if somebody works as a manager, business analyst in a bank, and he has planned to move to UK, actually has been allowed to move to UK and work there, what specific skill should he brush up so that he can fit up in the UK market?
UK market, see, more is business skills. Like if you know which area of the bank you're looking job for, like if you are looking in retail
Business
banking.
intelligence.
Pardon?
Business intelligence field.
Business BI. So I think
Yeah,
so if you're looking for job in BI, with respect to BI, like Power BI, Tableau, if you hone these skills apart from your business knowledge, I think it's easy for you to get a job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your reply.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to give vote of thanks now. Hope we all understand the importance of data science and the ways in which they are transforming the world and creating job opportunities. I thank the members of Maxwell Leadership Council, Maxwell alumni, and NMH alumni for organizing this webinar. The organizers of today's webinar have common objective and is in the interest of community development. As Mr. Abu Salim highlighted, giving back to the society. We share the common goal, that is educational upliftment of minorities through educational interventions. These webinars shall benefit our students, young and experienced professionals. My special thanks to our keynote speaker, Mr. Salim Abu, for taking time from his busy schedule to share his expertise with us. I think it was 6 a.m. in UK when he started. That is the dedication he has for the community. Hats off to you, Mr. Salim. Well, this is an important topic, but also a vast one. I'm confident that with the limited time available, you were able to find new ideas and fresh energy to sustain your efforts in your career growth. Finally, I would like to express my sincere appreciation for your active participation to make this event become a success. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, one and all. You can connect with us. You can log in to our website, that is maxwell.in, and you can find various online programs conducted by Maxwell Leadership Council. Thanks a lot.
Thank you all.
I will conclude with this. Okay. Salim bhai, Jazakallah khair. I will close the
Sure.
meeting
Thank
now.
you very much. Love.